Well, no sooner had I signed off than we got the early returns coming up out of Galveston County now. So let's go ahead. By the way, too, let me give you an update on the first before we go over these numbers. Dwight Sullivan, the county clerk for Galveston County, just gave us an update here on what they're going to do about the traffic situation. So all of those on the mainland with ballot boxes, they're going to go to Calder Road and go there as the gathering spot, collect those, and then there'll be one transport down to the island. So that's from Dwight Sullivan, the county clerk, Galveston County, just have to add to that there. So they're going to have a drop-off point at Calder Road Annex in Galveston County, and then that's going to help speed up things so that not individuals are having to go through the traffic. It's going to be one transport. So that's the workaround solution they found for the election day results coming out of Galveston County. So that's going to help out the process there. As I told you earlier, they're working on that. So that's from Dwight Sullivan, the Galveston County clerk, just texted that to us. So let's go ahead now, and we're going to take a look at the election results out of Galveston County, and we're going to take this out so you can see it better. So we're going to start in the order that it's here. These are early returns only here that we're getting out of Galveston County. And right now, close race here for Texas City ISD District 4 between Lori Carnes and the incumbent Brian Thompson. Carnes leading by 3 votes, 164 to 161. Again, early returns only. City of Bahia Vista, Proposition A. This is the sales tax proposition, just relaunching that, not relaunching that, but recertifying that, 174 to 24. That's going to go by pretty easily. In the City of Bahia Vista Position 5 race, Sam Bass versus James L. Cook. Bass with 115 votes to Cook's 67. That's early returns only, but Sam Bass looks to be on his way there. City of Dickinson should congratulate Jenna Simpson. She was unopposed. She will be a new member of City Council there in the City of Dickinson. Jesse Brantley, another one unopposed there. He is elected. And early on, Fred Linton. This is his second run for office now against John Juniman. Linton with a comfortable lead in early returns, 218 to 111 out of Dickinson. Let's go ahead now. City of Friendswood. So I tell you, Brett Aaronworth was leading the way in the Harris County side of the votes. Now you add the Galveston County votes, and he has 63% of the vote there. So Brett Aaronworth, the incumbent, with a comfortable lead when you count both of them together, even so, with 775 votes. Early voting to Meg Crowley's 440 votes there. The charter amendments in Friendswood, we're going to go over those a little bit later because I know a lot of folks are interested in a lot of the council and commission races. So we're going to get into those first, and then we'll move on from that. Galveston mayor right now, 3-way race there. Craig Brown, the incumbent mayor, 56% of the vote in early returns. Bo Caroga with 40%, and Ben Herndon at 97 votes in third place there. At this point, Craig Brown with a comfortable lead after early returns. Sharon Lewis unopposed. So was William Schuster. Now, District 3 race. This is David Collins, the incumbent, against Frank Maceo. This is the third time around for these two at this race. And David Collins leading comfortably, 56% of the vote, 347 to 272. But it was a busy day at the election at the election polls on Galveston Island today. We'll wait on those. Now, District 4. This is Alex Nelson against Michael Bouvier. Obviously, Mikey Bouvier, the founder of Mikey's Ice Cream, leading the way there, 222 votes to Alexander Nelson's 183. Council member District 5, John Paul Lastowski. He is the incumbent and a comfortable lead there for John Paul. 487 votes to Michael Niebert's 238 votes. Michael Niebert new on the political scene there, but is enjoyable guy to get to know. Now, here's a race a lot of folks were watching closely here. Marie Robb, the incumbent on the West End, District 6 there, leading comfortably over Marty Fluke. Marty Fluke sits on the Parks Board there, lives on the West End, but Marie Robb with 707 votes there to Fluke's 434. This is early returns only, but good chance that'll carry over. Now, we'll go from that. City of Hitchcock, Prop A here. That's the being able to do on the EDC vote there. That's one is comfortably up ahead, 221 to 81. City of Kima now. The incumbent, Teresa Vasquez Evans, in position 1 early voting, trailing Steve Murray by 155 votes to 148 448 votes there. So we'll be watching this one closely. Position 2, Darren Brodus, you could say he's the appointed incumbent here. He is leading Jeff Thompson right now. He has 152 votes to Thompson 145 votes in early returns. Now we go down in position 3. Full disclosure here. Doug Meisinger, who's a city councilman, this is why you don't hear a lot on the Kima races from us, is a business partner of mine on some ventures, and including our Vinyl Draft Radio. So when I bring this up, this is the peer numbers, and that's the only thing you're going to get here. But Meisinger, the incumbent here, 151 votes to Sheila Thorne's 146 votes. There in these early returns only. The other incumbent, Isaac Saldana, leading the way, 165 votes against Mike Stackable's 134 votes. That's position 5 there in that race. So right now, the incumbent's carrying the day, except for Teresa Vasquez Evans, who is trailing slightly in her race. Now, a big, hotly contested race. This is the rollback here. And right now, the votes for rolling back the tax rate in Lamarck, 541 to 221. So 541 people voting to roll back the tax rate set there. There was been a lot of contention on that one here. Many city officials saying if this rolled back, they're going to have to make cuts in the police department. The police department union came out against this. But at this point, the early voting returns showing that right now, those wanting the rollback are leading the way, 541 to 221 in that election. Santa Fe mayor, this is Bill Pittman against Fidencio Jr. Leja, both councilmen going into this. And right now, a comfortable lead for Bill Pittman in the early voting here, 800 to 375 votes there. That is actually kind of surprising to me watching this two race. I expected it to be a lot closer to this, but Pittman with a commanding lead, almost 70% of the vote. That's going to have to have a huge election day turnout for Junior Leja here to be able to catch up on that one. Brandon Noto was running unopposed in his race. Now, let's go to the council race here. Council position 4, three-way race here, but John Dickerson leading the way comfortably, has 61% of the vote on the early returns, 655 votes. Jared Moore in second place at 315. Michael McCarville at 101. The other race being watched out in Santa Fe, Rusty Schroeder versus Dana Marks. Dana Marks leading with 670 votes to Rusty Schroeder's 444 votes there. So Dana Marks with a very comfortable lead there. Texas City now. Dedrick Johnson unopposed, so he'll be reelected second term as mayor in Texas City. Now taking a look at things in the race for at-large city commission. So this is how this works in Texas City. So the top 2 vote getters are elected to the 2 at-large positions here. Thelma Bowie, an incumbent there, she has 676 votes. Abel Garza, former city commissioner, ran for at-large last time, lost, and didn't get enough for the second place on that. He's now have the most votes on this, and he has 753 votes. The current other incumbent at large is Kevin Yackley. He has 268 votes in early returns. Mark Salinas, a newcomer as far as city council elections are concerned. You remember he ran for sheriff a few years back. He has 162 votes there. So right now, Garza and Bowie leading the way. Bowie is an incumbent at large and is the mayor pro tem. We'll be watching that one. We want to see how that District 1 race here. This is a 3-way race here. This is the west side of Carver Park, West Texas City, whatever you want to call it here. And right now, former city commissioner represented that till he lost to Keith Henry. That's our Earl Ken Alexander. He has the most votes in early returns. He has 49. Then he is followed by, and that's 40% of the vote. That's important to note here, by the way. And then Gilbert Robinson is in second place. He's endorsed by the incumbent Keith Henry. He has 31% of the vote. And DeAndre Noxon is at 34 votes there. So it's a close race for second place, but we'll see how that one goes throughout the night. District 2 is Felix Herrera will be reelected there, his second term as well. He was unopposed. And Dorothea Jones, for those of us who have known her for a while, also to be reelected. She was unopposed. Now, District 4, no surprise here. Jamie Clark The incumbent, there's her second rematch with Henry Gomez, but this was not unexpected here. She's going to dominate throughout the night. This was not unexpected here. 83% of the vote. And so that Jamie Clark on her way to be reelected there. Let's go to Village of Tiki Island now. We haven't talked much about this race, but 3 positions folks can vote for here. So the top 3 vote getters get elected. Right now, Steve Cunningham with the most votes out of Tiki Island at 149 votes. And then that's Hunter Neblett at 133 votes. And then third there is going to be Gary Kaufman along the way. And I will be repeating all of this. So we'll go and get that back and here those other races, by the way, as I've told folks, we'll go back to. So the top 3 vote getters in that Village of Tiki Island. Bay Cliff Mud, you can see the results there. We're not going to pay much attention to the utility districts here on the results because folks wanted to see these other ones pretty good. And we'll get to the Santa Fe ISD bond issue here in just a second as we scroll through. I know there's all this. So, Mayor Paula Eshelman, longtime friend of mine, by the way, I should point out. When I lived in Bayou Vista, Paula is leading the way for the race of mayor against Nicole Pack, 167 to 29 votes there. Congratulations to you on that. So those are the Galveston County results. Let me go back up. I need to get back to Santa Fe ISD. Sorry, I'm going to make everyone let me just do this. We'll stop sharing that. And I'm going to get you Santa Fe ISD bond election. Now, on that is a lot of CTE programs, the safety and security programs they were working on with that one. And and the pitch of that was it would be no tax increase. The ballot would be confusing for some folks on that, but that's the way the ballot has to read on that. But they've been trying to go that. And I will tell you right now that those for it are 914 votes. Those against it, 862. This is the Santa Fe ISD bond proposition. This is there to get the funding for the expansion of the CTE programs. There, as you can see it right on your screen. There right now, early returns only. Those for it 914 to 862 against. So while we're at it now, Hitchcock ISD's bond proposition 255 to 231 votes there. So that's also passing there. So now let's go up to the Galveston ISD bond props. The big one of that is Proposition A. That's the big one that builds the new Ball High School, a lot of other facilities to go in there. But the big one is the new Ball High School. This one is overwhelmingly passing based on early vote, 63% of the vote there. Then Prop B is also passing, 58% of the vote. Prop C passing. This is the one with the natatorium in it. So this was the one some people had concerns with. That's passing, 63% of the vote. Prop D, 63% of the vote. And then Prop E, 55% of the vote in Prop E. So propositions across Galveston County all passing at this time. And again, for those that had asked, the tax rollback leading those wanting the rollback in Galveston and in Lamarck are winning the day so far in that. So that's the election results as we are. Let's go back again. I'm going to start with we're going to start at the city of Galveston again so we can get that over for folks. We are also updating these numbers. Charlisa Gary's updating so you get the most current numbers for you there as well. I'm having to roll down to this. It doesn't jump like we used to have for it. So I'm sorry if I made a few people ill there, but we'll go here. Let me bring it up here. Now we'll start with the city council race again in Galveston. First up, the mayor's race. This is a 3-way race. Craig Brown, the incumbent, with the 56%, almost 57% of the vote there. Early returns only. Roger Quiroga at 1,500 votes there, 40% of the vote. And then Ben Herndon at 97 votes on that one. So the incumbent, Craig Brown, leading the way on that race. Now, Sharon Lewis was unchallenged. She's fulfilling the term there after the last council member died in office. William Schuster unopposed this time, so he'll be elected to his second term in office. He was out actually today at the Galveston County Courthouse pushing for, he teaches, by the way, at Galveston Ball, and so he was pushing for the bond propositions. out there. For David Collins, the incumbent, against Frank Maceo. Collins with a comfortable lead right now, 347 votes. This is the third time these two have squared off. Then two newcomers to the race, Alexander Nelson and Mikey Bouvier, leading the air. And so Mikey of Hey Mikey's Ice Cream fame, his son runs the company now. He sold it to his son, but he's got 222 votes to Alex Nelson's 183 votes. John Paul Listowski, the incumbent for position 5, leading Michael Niebuhr by 67% of the vote. So looks on his way there. And Marie Robb, she on the West End, District 6, comfortable lead there over Marty Fluke. Marty, obviously, Parks Board member. Marie Robb, and this will be, she'll on her way if she wins tonight, reelected. But she had served on council before, then was off, and then came back again in the last election. Or 2 elections ago, I should say. City of Hitchcock, Proposition A. This is an EDC vote to allow them to spend EDC money for you to have the sports venues to spend on that. City of Kemah council members here. Teresa Evans trailing by just not, it's a close margin to Steve Murray. Darren Broadus leading the way in position 2 over Jeff Thompson. And then in position 3, Doug Meisinger, the incumbent, leading Sheila Thorne, and Isaac Saldana in position 5, leading the way over Mike Stackable. Then we have the Lamarck rollback referendum. Those wanting to see the tax rate rolled back, commanding lead here, 541 to 221 races in the votes there on that rollback. Santa Fe Mayor, Bill Pittman, comfortable lead for him, almost 70% of the vote, 68% of the vote, early returns only in that one. Brandon Noda was unopposed. And then John Dickerson, very comfortable lead in a 3-way race for council position, place 4, I should say, leading the way over Jared Moore and Michael McCarville in that race. Rusty Schrader trailing Dana Marks, 670 to 444 votes. City Commission, obviously, as I said, Dedrick Johnson, unopposed. He will be reelected, his second term in office there. And then in the 6th City Commissioners race at large, those that may not know this, this is the top 2 vote getters go. Right now, the top 2 vote getters are Abel Garza and Thelma Bowie. Thelma Bowie is an incumbent. Kevin Yackley, the other incumbent, is in 3rd place in that race there. We're updating the numbers as we go throughout the night as well. Let's go on over to look at Clear Creek ISD so you can get the updates on that race. Right now, we still have only the early returns that we've been giving you already throughout the night. There, Misty Dawson leading in District 1 over Jessica Sitka, 567 to 563 votes. And then the at-large position B race, there, Scott Bowen is the incumbent. Now we have some day of voting in that particular precinct, 2,348 votes now for Scott Bowen over Christian Garcia, who has 1,794 votes, and then 593 votes total for Carl Nunn. So we don't have any election day results on District 1 yet, but we do have it for the at-large B in that race there. Seabrook still waiting for those results. And speaking of which, let's go on over to the Harris County numbers. Let me see if we've got refreshed numbers from that one now as well. And we don't. So it's only early returns still out of the Harris County side of things. So we'll update those a little bit later. So we will go ahead and pass along some more results to you throughout the night, and we'll have them shortly. And then as we go along, we'll have that over. So we'll have more for you as we go out throughout the night. TJ Alt's I-45 now.